Oh, let's talk about the PlayStation 5 controller.
Yes. Okay.
All
So
right.
I have not seen this
Bring it up.
yet.
Bring it up. So the original article
Interesting.
is from the PlayStation blog, okay, and it was posted by Soft006 on the forum. Sony has released images of the final design of the DualSense controller. DualSense.
I can't find
Yeah.
it. There it is. There it is.
DualSense.
So what's
DualSense.
dual about it other than the like what's dual? Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa, indeed, bruh.
Let me
Whoa.
get this on screen.
Yeah. Let's get it
It
on
looks
screen.
like it has like it
DualSense.
looks like it's wearing like a super suit. Like it looks like an older PlayStation controller that like put on like a skin tight suit.
Okay, can I stop you for 1 second here? Chat is still arguing about 5G. Oh. Anyway, go ahead.
So people were wondering if people were concerned about 5G. There's your answer. I don't. It looks interesting. It doesn't look crazy different.
I would say
something?
this is the I'm okay. I mean, this is a fairly
PlayStation doesn't change much. So given PlayStation's controller changes, maybe
I think this
pretty
is
different.
pretty dramatic for a PlayStation
Or a
controller
PlayStation controller,
change.
sure.
Cuz like
Yeah.
look at like my biggest issue with PlayStation controllers is not actually like it is a problem for me, but my biggest issue is not actually the fact that the joysticks are not the joystick and D-pad on the left side. I like them
Yeah.
swapped, like
They're
like
not
the Xbox
offset.
controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's symmetrical. That's one of my big issues with it. But my bigger issue was that I just don't find the knobbly handles. I don't find them very ergonomic. They're not contoured to my hand. Like, what hand is that designed for?
Where are you saying where the joystick has a dimple kind of?
No, the backs, like the handles.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Okay.
on the older ones. This new one looks way more ergonomic to me.
So I just looked up a picture of a PlayStation 4 controller,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think I saw the new one's handles and we're just like, yeah, that's obviously how that should work. But yeah, the previous one has like rounded sticks.
Yeah, like it never made sense to me. Whose hand were those designed for? Like it looks like a game controller. It doesn't look like something that fits in a human appendage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've never personally liked PlayStation controllers. I even when I started trying to play Horizon Zero Dawn on a PS4, I went out and figured out how to like USB adapter and program in an Xbox controller to be able to play on the PlayStation, and it was worth it, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
I've spent so much time on controllers with offset joysticks instead of inline joysticks. It feels really weird to have my hand held like that. I have relatively big hands. I know other people that have relatively big hands and they like
Show
PlayStation
off.
controllers, but it feels too cramped for me. Everything's in and I have to bring my thumbs in and I don't like it.
This
I like
looks a lot better
being able
to
to hold
me.
it like that, basically.
Like I still don't prefer the inline joysticks, but the ergonomics of
More
the
tolerable.
backing of it, like this is the biggest change for sure since going to dual analog sticks on the PlayStation 2. It's been pretty iterative since there. Okay, little touch panel here, little, light there, and your share button or whatever that button was called. Yeah,
It
the
does
share
look
button.
very much like the design idea of the PlayStation 4 one is like kind of fixed shapes. Like the D-pad, even though it's a D-pad, it has this ring on it, and the ring is kind of the same size as the one for X, circle, square, triangle. And then the joysticks both have their own little rings. Then everything else is like there's two sticks shoved on the side, and the touchpad is a block.
Yeah.
And this new one is much more sweeping.
Yeah, like it's curved, like for
Yeah.
humans, like for soft
Yeah.
things to touch it.
Yeah.
I'm surprisingly into it. Every once in a while this happens on TechLinked where I'm reading a news story and I haven't actually seen the thing I'm talking about. So I think I made fun of the PS5 controller on TechLinked when I shot it on Wednesday this week. But looking at this,
like, yeah, cool.
looking at this, I'm like, you know what? I don't know, Riley. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, there's still things I would change for sure, but this is the kind of improvement that could make me not immediately discard a PlayStation controller and go look for an Xbox One. I'm still not. I wouldn't buy one. Like if I wanted a controller for my PC, which is all I really use a controller on. I don't actually own a console. Well, I do. I have a Switch, but if I wanted to just use a controller on my PC, I would still go get an Xbox controller instead of this if I had to buy it. But if someone handed me this, I wouldn't be like, ew, oh, gross, ew, and not use it. This is looks a lot better.
Some interesting features. They've adopted haptic feedback, so you'll feel, quote, the slow grittiness of driving a car through mud. Adaptive triggers for L2 and R2, so you can feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. That's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Changed the angle of the triggers, made some subtle updates to the grip.
That doesn't look subtle to me at all. It looks way better.
I think they mean like the texture.
Oh, okay.
Like the actual grip of it, not the shape or anything.
I don't know, because that looks like an extreme update to the grip, and like in a good way. Maybe they called it a subtle update so that they don't have to acknowledge how bad it was before. Like maybe someone came in and was like, they got some fresh blood in or something. Or like, maybe one of the executives that's just, all business and no gaming, has a kid now that like grew up and is like, 22 and started at the company, and there's like a bunch of nepotism, and this kid has way more say all of a sudden than any of the other people that actually know anything about gaming, and came in and was like, yo, we've been doing this wrong for like 25 years, can we please finally fix this? And they're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, no problem sir, we got this. And this is totally hypothetical. I don't think that's actually how it went down, but it just seems like, why did they not fix it for so long? And then now it's just like immediately, subtle changes, way better. I haven't actually held it in my hands yet, so I don't know that it's that much better, but it looks that much better.
It does look a lot better. We'll have to see hands-on with controllers is so important, but it looks better. There's also a built-in mic in the controller, so that's probably horrible.
It might be all right. Like microphone.
I just mean because I usually, honestly, don't want to hear anybody.
Okay, but that's a separate conversation. Yeah, I jumped into some VR game at one point that I didn't realize was going to drop me straight into a multiplayer arena. Like I was doing the tutorial, which it turns out takes place in a multiplayer accessible space.
That's pretty interesting.
And your mic is automatically just on and open. When you launch this game, I forget what game it was. It was horrible. It made me nauseated almost immediately. And anyway, just the amount of just other people shrieking, and I couldn't figure out like why they were yelling at me or even what they were saying, because it just sounded like nothing, because it was just clipping and super high pitched. You know how it is. Anyway, the quality of the mic might not necessarily be terrible. Sony does know a thing or two about audio. And good array mics these days can be shockingly good. Like the mic, I get so many comments about how good my VR streams sound using the built-in microphone on the Valve Index.
The Index, the Index's mic is very surprising. I will definitely agree with that.
Shockingly god tier. Like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. But my biggest complaint with that is just the like barrier of entry for people being able to put their voice in your ears.
Right. It's nice for them to have money to transmit their voice to you, as opposed to just owning a controller.
Yeah. Which like came with the console, right? So like literally everyone will have access to that. If you play with anyone on PlayStation, they will have access to it. Unless it's backwards compatible with the PS4 controllers, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Looks cool. Excited to actually hold it in my hands. I hope it's a step up because then if I ever have to play anything on PlayStation, it won't immediately feel quite as horrible as it currently does. I'm just not into those kind of controllers.
And the thing is, like, sometimes you might feel like you have to play something on PlayStation because there's like some good games over there.
They have a lot of really good exclusives.